Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Call to order, 7 p.m. City of Hazel Park, City Council meeting. Roll call.
Mayor Parisi.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Keeton.
Here.
Councilman LeCureaux.
Here.
Councilman Webb.
Here.
Councilman Selman.
Here.
Invocation of allegiance.
Let us pray. Father, we're grateful for your manifold blessings and favor on our lives and on this city. We're thankful for the team of leaders who lead this city, for our mayor, the city council. We thank you for their dedication and their service to Hazel Park. We thank you for our city manager, for the administrators, the department heads, that work behind the scenes to keep this city running. We are blessed, Father, with an outstanding fire department and a first-rate police department. We thank you, Father, for those who serve and protect us, put their lives on the line. We ask that you continue to watch over them and keep them safe. We thank you, Father, for the progress that's being made here in Hazel Park. We thank you for the new jobs, the new businesses, the families that are moving in, the measurable progress that's been made because of the leadership that have made the difficult decisions over the past several years. We ask your blessings upon the proceedings tonight. May you guide all the discussions, and may every decision that's made be according to your will. For all these things we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of agenda.
So move, Mayor. Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We have a special presentation, Hazel Park High School Boys Varsity Basketball Team.
Madam Mayor, would you like me to read the resolution into the record?
Yes, thank
And
you.
then we'll go to the podium and present the resolutions. City of Hazel Park Resolution 4/11/16, honoring the Hazel Park High School Boys Varsity Basketball Team. And we are honoring the following individuals for their outstanding accomplishment: Coach Brandon Barrett, Malik Allen Johnson, David Hearns, Andrew Mendoza, Cameron Boatman, Camry Hill, Devin Pettis, Jeremiah Williams, Carl Bowe, James Jenkins, and Kyle Washington. And the resolution reads as follows. Whereas it is fitting that we recognize and reward the Hazel Park High School Boys Varsity Basketball Team, who have learned the basic ideals of fair play and good sportsmanship, and who recognize and commend these fine athletes who are developing their potential in so many ways by participating in this program. And whereas, by their extraordinary efforts, this dynamic team captured the OAA Gold Division title this year, capping their season with an overall record of 14-8 and a league record of 9-1. And whereas the team's accomplishments are consistent with Coach Barrett's dedication to academic excellence, personal growth, and team unity, as the young men have not only secured the division title, but set an academic record as the team GPA has risen by .56, demonstrating a dedication and desire to be successful both on the court and off the court, both on and off the court, pardon me. Whereas the City of Hazel Park is proud of the outstanding record of the varsity basketball team has earned and the fine publicity they have brought to our community by their good sportsmanship and inspired team play. Now, therefore, the City of Hazel Park, by Mayor and Council, wish to extend our pride in the boys' varsity basketball team accomplishments and wish to congratulate its athletic department and all the people associated with the team, commending them for their victory, demonstrated skill, and pride they have brought to the residents of the Hazel Park community. Gentlemen, thank you for your fine accomplishment, and I'm going to, Mayor, would you like to present the awards at the, I'll go down with you.
behalf of the team and Hazel Park basketball program, I just like to thank you guys for your support. Greatly appreciate it. The boys work hard all year. We hope to continue our success and maybe bring home a state championship next year.
All right.
What an outstanding accomplishment, Coach. Gentlemen, we're all very proud of you. Thank you for bringing such honor to the Hazel Park community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're looking forward to another great season next year, and as you said, we're going to hold you to that.
I hope I didn't speak too fast.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
That was awesome. Great, thank you.
That is fantastic, and again, congratulations to the basketball team. We're seeing some great things out of our Hazel Park School District this year, and this is just another thing that shows some of the many good things that are happening over there. So, very proud of those guys.
We have resolutions declaring April as Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. And I think we're going to receive the file.
Would someone like to move for approval?
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
City of Hazel Park proclamation, Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month, whereas abuse and neglect are suffered by children in our communities regardless of age, race, gender, or economic situation. Whereas 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused before the age of 18. Whereas this reported maltreatment is only a portion of the overall problem threatening our children, as in many cases go unreported. And today's technology has brought with it new and dangerous form of child endangerment, the online predator. Whereas the devastating consequences of physical and emotional abuse of our children affects the community as a whole, and finding solutions needs to be attended to by the community as a whole. Whereas the state of Michigan has mandatory reporting by professionals working with children of any suspected abuse and neglect incidences, a major step, but more is needed in the community. Whereas Care House of Oakland County works to break the cycle of child abuse and neglect. It provides a protective circle of light and hope for a better life and advocates for the safety and protection of children. Whereas Care House of Oakland County partners with community organizations and agencies to offer programs and services aimed at preventing child abuse and neglect, knowing that effective programs succeed because of the involvement and partnerships created among schools, social service agencies, religious and civic organizations, the business community, and law enforcement agencies. Now, therefore, as children deserve to grow and thrive in an environment that nurtures and keeps them safe, the City of Hazel Park does hereby proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. I call upon our cities, community agencies, and organizations and businesses to increase their participation in efforts to prevent the abuse of our children, thereby strengthening and protecting the community in which we live.
Civic announcements. Line Peggy Pearlson.
Good evening, Mayor, council people, and administrators. My name is Lion Peggy Burleson. I live at 23109 Harding. I am here tonight to talk about 2 fundraisers that the Lions Club has coming up. But before I do that, I would like to thank the City of Hazel Park for allowing and supporting our Lions Club. As of December 12th, 2016, we are 69 years old.
Wow.
And if it wasn't for the residents and the businesses and our council and our schools, we would not be as successful as we are. And we thank you all very much. The first fundraiser that we have coming up is called White Cane Week. Lion Al Dowdy is our chairperson. And this is held from Friday, April 29th through Sunday, May 8th. Our people will be out on the corners of 9 Mile and John R. that whole week. So we'll hope that people will come out and help and support us. On the 7th of May, Saturday, the Hazel Park Racetrack has allowed our club to be outside the gates collecting. Money that we get from this fundraiser goes towards the Hazel Park Trauma Zone. We also do eyeglasses and exams. We do handicap ramps. We have a affordable hearing aid program. We support Hazel Park Youth Aid, Hazel Park Rec baseball teams, senior all-night parties, and these are only a few that we do here in Hazel Park. And we really appreciate everybody. Also, Ferndale Credit Union has allowed our Lions Club to be outside their doors that week also, and they have been doing this for about 15 years to help us, and we really appreciate it. The second fundraiser that we have coming up is our 16th annual Hazel Park Lions Memorial Golf Outing. Lion Gary Chamberlain is chairperson of this program. We golf at the Rackham Golf Course, which is on 10 Mile Road at the end of the zoo. And this will be on Saturday, May 21st. We have a shotgun start at 8 a.m. Tee-off is at 8:30. The cost is $50 per player, and we are asking for four-man teams. Excuse me, I take that back. We are asking for four-person teams. We love to have women come out. I don't do it, but we love to have women too. After the golf outing is finished that day, we ask all of our golfers to come back to the Hazel Park Rec Center, and we serve them hamburgers and hot dogs, and a lot of our members that don't golf, we bring and donate food, and we feed our golfers. We have been very, very fortunate. We have between 40 to 50 players. So it is really good. If you do not golf, but you would like to still support the Hazel Park Lions, we have a sponsor a hole. Now what this is, we have 18-inch round cardboard golf balls, and you can have pretty much whatever you would like put on this golf ball. We put them on stands. We take them to the golf course. We place them at all the holes at the golf course. They go out at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the golf course helps us, and they go and pick them all up, so it's like an advertisement. The cost of this is $50 for sponsoring. I have applications for the golf and up at front, and I also have brochures for our golf outing for our club. Now, our golf outing, what we do with this money is we sponsor 3 high school senior graduates with scholarships. The scholarships are $500 each, and they're for 4 years. So I thank you very much for allowing me to come and talk about our 2 fundraisers that are coming up. And the biggest fundraiser that I guess I can't forget is Memorial Weekend. We're over at Green Acres Park. Hazel Park Lions Club has the refreshment tent. The City of Hazel Park and the Rec Center has all the bands that go on. We have animals for the kids, carnival. Come out, enjoy yourself, and there's plenty of food around that we can all enjoy. I thank you very much, Mayor and Council, for allowing me to come here and speak on the Hazel Park Lions Club. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do for our community, Peggy.
Beth Holland.
Madam Mayor and Council, Beth Holland, 305 West Milton. Seems like I just saw all of you guys in a different location a few minutes ago. Two announcements. The first is the Community Crime Watch meeting is going to be next Tuesday, well, let's say Tuesday, April 19th, 7 p.m. at Hazel Park High School. And I've been advised that this is going to be in the Teachers Lounge instead of the Media Center. So we'll hopefully have some folks helping to direct you there. This will be the second time I've seen the inside of the Teachers Lounge. And this is a redo. Chief Story assured me that his firemen will be there to discuss the CERTS program, and I believe he's going to talk about that tonight, too. Second announcement is a vaccination clinic that's being hosted by Hazel Park Animal Control and probably the #1 rescue partner that this city has, and it's PAW, Pet Adoption Alternative of Warren. This year, the Humane Society opted to not host a clinic here because they've spent all of their time and energy into opening the new Pontiac campus. So they said we were welcome to go up there, and we said, well, we need to have one here. So our rescue partner stepped up. So Sunday, May 1st, this is going to run from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Hazel Park DPW. This is on Cousins Road, but just north of Woodward Heights between John R. and DeQuinder. We're still working on parking because this is a Sunday. The church parking lots are off limits. Unless your dog shows up with a Bible, you better not park there. So and city manager has suggested possibly closing down Woodward Heights one lane so we can have some parking there. But there will be updates on the parking, and this is absolutely a discount. All About Animals is probably the most affordable vet service that we have around here. We're $5 cheaper on everything. And at the clinic, there's going to be a line if you want to get license, vaccination, microchip. That's the main line. That's the get it all done line. If you show up and all you want is to have your animal microchip, cats and dogs, guess what? There's a line just for that, and we're going to kind of merge you in. If you want to just show up for a license, Mary Ann's office will be issuing them for $5. There's for $5 for the license. If you're not getting your rabies shot that day, you have to bring proof of that. So hope to see all the kitties and dogs there. Keep them on a leash or in a carrier. That includes spouses. My husband will be there too. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Lisa Tinder.
Thank you, Beth.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I wanted to take a minute and talk about the Hazel Park Community Spring Cleanup Day. Originally, every year there's the park cleanup, and there was a lot of residents that were interested in expanding that and really making it a community cleanup. So we were looking at doing some cleanup along the service drives. I need to check with DPW to see if there is a process in place for the litter to be cleaned up between the road and the fence to the freeway from 8 Mile to 10 Mile. I'm unsure of that. But we did, there's quite a few flyers that are flying around right now, and one of them is the piece at the DPW where you can drop off your electronics on that day, and the park cleanup. So we took the original flyer and we encompassed that information on it, which we gave you all a copy of it here. These are all going to be posted on business. This is the final copy. We've got volunteers that are going to be posting these about 10 to 12 days before the actual cleanup. And we've got some information going up on the CVS sign. Our focus with the community piece of it is that we're really looking to have businesses clean up their parking lots, keep them clean, but with the residents clean their garage area and their shed area to help with the little creatures that may be lurking around there that we all hear complaints about, but nobody's stepping up and really doing anything about it. So we need to get to the root of that problem. The question that I have too is we've included information in here about the cement pickup that happens the 2 first weeks of May, and with the community cleanup happening that weekend right before the cement gets picked up by DPW, I wanted to ask if council also could consider code enforcement not issuing any tickets for cement that's put out. I know I have a lot of neighbors that have cement that I'm going to be helping them carry out to the sidewalk, but our cleanup day is not until, our maintenance day is not until, I think, Thursday. So I would like to see if we could consider that.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
We'll just order no tickets.
So we're working to get the community get some enthusiasm going here, and in the future also with the service drives, we had a suggestion to have the various community groups. Hopefully there will be some volunteers in the future. These groups can each adopt a section of that service drive and call it their own and participate in the community cleanup day of cleaning up that half-mile stretch that they adopt. So I just wanted to make everybody aware that the flyers were going to be going up, and we hope we have a lot of participation within the community, business, homes, and with the parks, too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'd like to thank Lisa for her efforts in helping to publicize the community cleanup this year. And again, I want to remind everybody that it's also our Earth Awareness Day where we accept recycling at our DPW lot, and I would encourage folks to come, stop by, and have a hot dog. We are serving hot dogs that day as well.
Any other civic announcements? Thank you, Elaine.
Elaine Zach, Oakland County Commissioner. Good evening, everybody. The Oakland County Health Department put out an advisory on Zika virus travel recommendations for pregnant women. The Oakland County Health Department has invested more money in educating people on this new Zika virus. And in particular, just like West Nile virus, you should be wearing bug spray that is certified EPA registered for Zika. Should be wearing long sleeves. If you're outside in the evening, make sure that you're protected. Maintain door, windows, screens. Get rid of any breeding sites. If you have bird baths, standing water, this attracts mosquitoes. And we are starting to see Zika here, and it is particularly a dangerous virus for pregnant women. It's been recorded that, it does get transmitted mostly by bites, by mosquitoes, and it has hurt travel, it has impaired fetuses. So it is a strong warning. And I know if you're going south, that's where more of the virus is, but there's been a couple of cases that have moved north into Michigan. So we will be educating more people about it throughout, the coming year, about how to protect. It's the same types of protections for West Nile virus, too. We shouldn't forget that that's a concern as well. And that's all I have to report today. Any questions from the county?
No. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else with civic announcements? Actually, I have one. Governor Rick Snyder and Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson have declared the week of April 10th to April 16th Severe Weather Awareness Week in an effort to promote severe weather safety preparedness. Oakland County Homeland Security Division will conduct a special test at activation on the outdoor warning system on Wednesday, April 13, 2016 at 1 p.m. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody up here with civic announcements?
Madam Mayor, I just want to thank the folks over at Neighborhood Enrichment for putting on a great fundraiser. They do a lot for the community, and I was pleased to attend the spaghetti dinner on Friday. They did a great job. I think it was the biggest attendance that I've ever seen.
I think it's 1,700 or some right now. So
Good.
good. Thank you very much. It was a great event.
I do want to mention one thing. We do have a community event going on at the rec center right now. It started today. The community of new urbanism. It gives you the time to go out there and give your opinion on how maybe we can change some of the formats of our community. It's really informative, a lot of new information is brought up, and you can also be part of it. They have group sessions you can kind of get into in your area and it's different parts of the community where you might want to get your input in and try to see which way we should go on certain areas. And it's a futuristic, new city, new turn type thing, but some things can't be implemented, smaller things, and sometimes we've been looking at a couple other issues that came up today, and hopefully we get some different ideas and go from there. It starts tomorrow about 9 and goes till about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening as well, and as well Thursday.
Civic announcements, any public discussion? Any public discussion? Having none, we'll close civic announcements and public discussion. Consent agenda 1 through 7.
Motion to approve, Mayor.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Madam President, I did have one
Go ahead.
item for discussion. On item 7, I'd like to ask the administration to review that resolution for Madison Heights and see if it would be feasible for us to develop resolution, or if it would be to our best interest to develop such a resolution.
Yeah, I think we passed a similar resolution when you were not with us that one day.
Okay,
So we've got this one on record.
great.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
and again, but thank you for catching that. Again, this is a very important issue that I don't think, well, we won't end up with the same type of financial hit that Madison Heights and Royal Oak will because our population doesn't meet the threshold. Still, this is simply not a good use of public funds and resources to do this. So,
Worker and administrative report. Mr. Klobucher.
yes, ma'am. The administration respectfully requests passage of the membership request for MCAT. What MCAT is a mutual assistance agreement that the City of Hazel Park Police Department will be developing with other jurisdictions to ensure that we have adequate ability to handle anything that may happen in this area.
Okay.
Parisi.
Yes.
Move that we pass the MCAT agreement.
Support.
Madam Mayor, Acting Chief Buchholz is here if you have any questions about this particular thing.
Just one quick question. Is there any cost associated other than time when necessary?
No, there is no cost. There is no cost. Basically, what it is, like you said, major case assistance team. If an event happens, they have certain guidelines, of which homicide, attempt homicide, where death is imminent, serial sexual assaults, bombings, major crime things. If something happens, and that agency needed assistance, one officer from each agency that is in the program would donate their time up to 72 hours. At that time, they would need another vote if they wanted more time.
One more question, Mayor Parisi.
Yes.
Conspicuous by their absence were our two neighboring communities, Madison Heights and Ferndale. Are they planning on joining?
Yeah, currently Auburn Hills, Birmingham, Bloomfield Township, Bloomfield Hill, Clawson, Rochester, and Troy are in it at this time.
Right.
All the agencies in the Southeast Oakland County SWAT team have been invited. To my understanding, everybody wants to get into it. I don't see any
Very good.
all benefits to it.
Thank
There's
you.
no downside for our participation in this. This only enhances the collective ability of all of these communities to respond to a major incident. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Number 2, approve resolution approving the ballot language for the district-wide library millage.
Yes, Madam Mayor. The Hazel Park Memorial District Library has requested that City Council place this millage before the voters. Did you want to speak on this, Kareem? Okay. This is only, my understanding, is a half a mil. Only a half a mil to keep library services going in the city of Hazel Park. Again, the library is an independent entity governed by its own board of directors. They have requested that this millage be placed on the August ballot, and the administration requests approval.
So, support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
I will just say, this is my own personal opinion, since we don't oversee the library, but I do live here and I am a taxpayer. And I think the addition of a half a mil, that's only a half a mil to the tax rolls to ensure that we have adequate library services. It's just a small price to pay for, I think, something that's an important part of any community. That's just my 2 cents.
We got boards and commissions, tabled items, new business.
I had something, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
Councilman Selman had brought this up the few weeks ago or a few meetings ago about the city council and mayor's terms, looking at those into being longer terms but staggered. And I was wondering where we were.
We've given you some information, now it's up to you.
Yeah, I've got that right here. You
Yeah.
guys for discussing this? This isn't, I can see why this went down many years ago.
Yes.
Right.
And that's not what I'm interested in doing.
Okay. What I would like you guys to do then is, I'm kicking it back to you guys, and I'm telling you, I want you to think about what you would like it to look like and come back to us.
Okay.
Why don't we have a work study on it?
Amen.
Okay.
And let's discuss that along with a couple other issues that's going to be coming across the table as well.
I just didn't want it to be forgotten about.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Why don't we set up a work study session
Okay.
next week or so and have some discussion on that and any other issues they may want to discuss at that time.
Okay.
I'll second that.
And I would also like to have, at some point, an informational meeting as well, because almost a town meeting kind of a format to discuss the SMORSA proposal that will also be on the ballot. Again, for the public's edification, the city of Wayne would like to join the SMORSA consortium, along with the city of Hazel Park and the city of East Point. In order to enable Wayne to join the consortium, it will take a vote of all 3 communities to enable Wayne to levy the 14 mills in the city of Wayne. So it's just like the city of Hazel Park and the city of East Point, both as a whole had to vote to create SMORSA and to participate in SMORSA and to levy the mills across the entire district. All 3 cities will have to vote to admit the city of Wayne. If it goes down, the city of Hazel Park still levies 14 mills. And East Point still levies 14 mills, but the city of Wayne will undoubtedly go bankrupt.
Ultimately, all we're doing is just adding.
Ultimately, all we're doing is adding a member. There's no real downside.
No.
In fact, there's absolutely no downside for the city of Hazel Park to do this, but it's required that we cast this vote in order to admit the city of Wayne because of the way the statute is written.
Right, we're helping a fellow city out that was in the same situation we were in years ago and trying to keep them from going under the knife of the state.
Precisely, exactly. That's it in a nutshell, nothing more, nothing less. And there is a provision in the SMORSA Board's resolution that if the city of Wayne does not pass it by a majority, that they will not be admitted. So what that means is that the city of Hazel Park and the city of East Point cannot drag the city of Wayne in against its will. So, but we will have to vote to allow them to participate. And again, another common sense vote that is an obvious yes vote. There's no downside for us. If they go bankrupt, we are protected because they get what they levy, just like we get what we levy, just like East Point gets what East Point levies.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
And again, this may not be the last time that a community asks to join this consortium.
Are we getting the show cause hearings yet?
Yep.
All right. Anyone representing 416 East George? Anybody representing 416 East George?
Madam President?
Yes.
Or Mayor?
Yes.
I could only wish. I would move that we table this to the next meeting to facilitate proper service.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 326 West Harry. Anybody representing 326 West Harry? Seeing none?
Madam
Once again,
Yes.
I would offer the same motion that this be tabled until the next meeting to facilitate proper notice.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 429 East Hayes. Come on to the podium.
Good evening.
Your name and address.
Lawrence Rosenberg, address 10535 Nadine Avenue, Huntington Woods, Michigan. Paperwork that I'd like to give to the City Council.
Open show cause hearing for 326 West Harry. Open.
Mr. Rosenberg, bring it up to here and the city manager will accept it. Okay.
326 West Harry. Yeah.
this is 429 East Hayes.
326, what did you say?
429 East Hayes. And you are Mr. Rosenberg?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Purchased the property in May of 2014. At that time, I was unaware. I knew the condition of the property and pretty much have been working with the city to restore the property back to a livable, habitable facility. Property was inspected. There were numerous things that I was well aware that needed to be fixed. And what I've tried to provide here is a comprehensive list of all the work that's been done. The exterior of the property is completely done except for wrapping the windows. I've listed all of the work that's been completed on the outside as well as the inside. Everything that's been done has been under a building permit. We're now working on primarily the inside of the property to get that done, as well as the fact that some of the work that we did on the inside where I've gutted the property to get rid of the old drywall. This is a house that's probably 70 years old. So with that, there was the drywall abatement, drywall removal, mold abatement, and now we are down to restoring the physical plants of the property, of which 90% of the electrical work has been done, some of the structural work that's already been completed, including things that weren't even listed on the original inspection, i.e. supporting the roof properly, and now we're working on getting the floor leveled out. I mean, this has got a new foundation, new skirt, new siding, new windows, new doors, new roof. The whole property has been completely cleaned up.
Since 4 o'clock this afternoon?
Oh, no, this has been, well, are we talking about the same house?
429 East Hayes.
One with the
Yes.
orange fence around it.
Yep, and I've kept that orange fence around it because of the suggestion of the judge, because we wanted to make sure that it was properly protected with safety. It's got a new deck on it, all new windows.
What is up with the windows?
What do you mean, what's up?
Trimmed, they're not finished? What-
No, they need to be trimmed. That's the only thing that's,
Trim up there, but
well, the wood framing on the windows is installed. We just have to put aluminum around them to wrap the windows in and caulk it in. And that would complete the exterior.
storm windows and...
Those are thermal insulated vinyl windows. I would invite anybody that wants to come and take a close look at them. I don't know if you,
We
We've already
probably...
been there.
we've
all
all
day.
Yeah.
looked at it, I'm sure, this afternoon.
The windows are that far set back from the...
well, we're using an older structured wall, and they are recessed, but when they're wrapped with the aluminum siding, which is going to be very typical of a window that was, if it was installed in a brick frame, there would be an 1.5 inch setback. The framing on those windows is an 1.5 inch, it's an 1.5 inch 2-by material. That's not any different than if it was a brick molding. Don't forget that I've also wrapped the house, because the house was asbestos sided, so it was insulated as well as siding. So that's going to build up that thickness of the wall.
And the house is on cinder blocks.
No, it's not on cinder blocks. That has an all-new trench footing that was put all the way around that perimeter, and then on top of that, there's a womanized skirt. And
Madam
those
Mayor.
are-
When's the last time our inspectors were out there?
Friday. I had him come out and take a look at the property. He wanted to take a look at some of the issues with the floor, which we opened up to 2 spots. That issue is we have 2 sides of the house that need, where the bathroom, where there was probably a leak for several years. We have about 5 or 6 floor joists that have to be reinstalled, and level it on the opposite side where we have a little bit of a sag. But there's a trench footing, there was a new trench footing that was installed all around the entire perimeter of that house, and it's now sitting on a womanized skirt, which supports that house. It is not on piers, it is not on cinder blocks, not any longer. That was done last fall.
So how's the electrical?
Electrical all the old electrical has been removed. It is a new service panel with 100 amp service. There's an electrical permit. The electrician probably will be done by the Wednesday of next week for a rough inspection.
Councilman Selman?
Yes, Mayor Parisi. Who is Ethel E. Shelton, and what interest does she have in this?
None. I own the house free and clear. There is no other parties on that deed. She may have been an original owner several years ago.
Okay.
Mr. Rosenberg,
Yes, sir.
what happened with the electrical permit and the electrical work that was done?
The electrical permit was pulled by the contractor. We have a new permit. The permit was pulled, and unfortunately, the original contractor did not want to complete the work, so I'm bringing in another contractor.
Unfortunately here, what I have here is that the original contractor who pulled the permit indicated that you did the work or someone else did the work that was not him and the work was not done to code.
That's correct, which is why we do have to have that work re-inspected to make sure that it is up to code.
Okay, so you understand, this isn't choose your own adventure, correct? We have laws and codes in the
Absolutely.
park, and we expect you to adhere to those laws and codes at all times.
Absolutely, and nothing would be covered until the inspector came out, the electrical inspector came out and approved it before we move forward.
Okay.
Absolutely. Same thing with the plumbing, same thing with the heating system.
Mayor Parisi?
Yes.
Just for clarification, you do understand that these various items, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, et cetera, need to be performed by licensed contractors.
Who would pull the permit, absolutely, yes.
And they need to do the work.
Yes. I'm a general contractor. I am not a plumber, I'm not an electrician, I'm not a heating contractor.
Good.
I understand that.
You understand, good.
Absolutely.
Mayor,
Yes.
we hear from Mr. Pinch on this property.
Roger, do you want to brief the city council, please?
If there's anything.
Is there anything more you want to say, Mr. Rosenberg?
Is there any other questions regarding status of the property, or?
If there is, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, we were out April 8th here, which last Friday. Take a look at the floor framing, which excessive amount of movement has occurred, sinking. And
Mr. Finn,
a lot of
excuse
framing.
me for interrupting. Could you lift the microphone up a little bit so it picks up, just so it picks up your voice?
Bottom line of it is, building department recommendation would be electrical, building framing, flooring is excessively moved in many directions. It's serious work that needs to be taken care of. Building department, this has gone on for a couple, 3 years now. Building department will recommend 90 days to complete the project. Complete it, get it finished up. That would be the recommendation, because there's excessive amount of framing that needs to be taken care of. Unfortunately, there was work that was done on the exterior, like the gentleman said, poured a full foundation, full footing, skirted it down. It is on piers, it's sitting on piers, but that's okay, that's fine, it complies. But the bottom line of it is we got floors that are literally 6 to 8 inches movement have occurred over, say, a 10-foot span. That's dramatic. And pretty much, we're talking about tearing the whole floor up, stabilizing it, and putting it back. So there's a excessive amount of work that has to take place, but it would not be unreasonable for that to take place within 90 days. Full completion.
Is that what you're asking for, is to extend 90 days to have a full completion in 90 days, or
Correct.
come back in front of us?
Yes.
And Roger's more generous than what I was going to recommend.
That's a motion.
Support.
On-
Discussion.
Question.
That's why I get
I don't want him coming back here.
Well,
Yeah, I agree with you,
there's
and I
a
think that should
problem-
be in the motion as
This
well.
has been on too long.
If he's coming back here, it's done.
Forfeited. Bonds.
Demolish it and forfeit the bond and be done.
Mayor Parisi,
Yes.
is there a current bond?
There is, I believe, a current bond,
And
according to
has
this.
it
there
not
is.
expired?
To my knowledge, it isn't, has not expired yet.
Do we have any idea what that bond is? I've been looking through.
It's not on here, I didn't see it.
It's a $2,000 bond.
2,000, okay.
Not much incentive.
Well, I think he doesn't want to lose the house. You want to complete the house, is this correct? Yeah, go ahead on up there. I mean, I'd like to make this, there's been an extensive amount of money that I put into this home. I probably put at least $15,000 to $20,000 into this property, not counting the purchase price. And I'd like to make it, I'd like to make this something that's successful rather than setting me up for defeat.
Right.
The 90 days, I guess I was hoping to go 150, but I guess I'd like to split it. Let me finish. My proposal before you say no is 120 days, and then I won't be back. The house will be 100% done. I disagree with Mr. Pinchon regarding the condition of the floors. We've opened up the two sides. There's only one place where the floor has any issue, and that was completely exposed so that he could take a look at it. This is fixable. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have spent the money. Okay, well, the important thing for you to remember is that's the gentleman that I'm going to send over there to tell us whether or not that you've completed it, so it's going to have to be completed to his satisfaction. Absolutely. He would come out, he would take a look at it, we would leave it open for him to look at the work that was done. As far as addressing the issue of the leveling of the floor, I'm not disagreeing. There are some areas where there's two sides that it needs to be addressed. I'm not looking to complete a house that's not going to be habitable, and I want somebody going in there that when they roll the marble down the floor, that ends up in the other side of the house. It'll end up across the street. Exactly.
Mayor Parisi,
Yes.
you say you disagree with Mr. Pinch, and that's unfortunate because it's his decision, as the city manager said. And you seem to have a problem with 90 days. Well, we have a problem with anything more than 90 days. And I think it's a consensus of the members sitting up here that we want to see that property either brought up to code, not just habitable, but brought up to code within 90 days, or bond is forfeited and we will proceed with demolition. Is that clear to you?
I hear what you're saying. I was just merely asking at the mercy of the council for an additional 30 days. I understand the patience of the council has been tested. I also understand that I'm trying to be a good neighbor, which is why I have left the fence up to keep it from being an added nuisance. The exterior of the property doesn't have to be fenced any longer. That's what Mr. Pinchon has told to me. But because of code enforcement and wanting to make sure that there isn't anybody having any interest in exploring, I've left it up, and I maintain it on a daily basis. So I guess I'm kind of caught between a rock and a
Well,
hard
I think we can stand on 90 days, and Mr. Pinch has the judgment to make recommendations to city management at that time if it's extended to another 10 days for completion or whatever it is. But that would be up to Mr. Pinch and what your completion time is.
If it's that close and Roger.
Yeah, if it's that close, we always use our own judgment.
We usually have
about granting a few extra days. But if it's substantially incomplete at that time and very little progress has been made, then we will forfeit the bond and proceed with demolition because that is the council's direction.
One of the other issues that, as you say, our patience has been tested is that it's had 5 work orders since you've owned the house on it, where the city's had to come and do work.
Hasn't had a work order since last summer.
And you haven't received 8 tickets, all that time?
All back
Okay.
well over a year.
Okay.
It's been nearly a year since I've received a ticket.
Okay.
And that's probably because of my unfamiliarity with some of the code requirements doing construction in the community. A little bit different, but again, that's why the fence is there. That's why if you drive by, there is no debris, there's no construction debris around the site. The site is perfectly clean. Material's not kept outside, it's kept inside. The rear of the property is spotless. I mean, I don't know. I understand the 90 days and the potential for a little bit of an extension if I'm real close, which is exactly what I intend on doing.
And that would be up to the decision of the building inspector.
Yes, I fully
But
understand.
if you refuse not to call for an inspection and have one set up at that 90-day mark,
Well, I think to
then
get
I,
to that point, I'm
then,
gonna have
then I think you're gonna have a problem.
and I also know that I can't proceed with showing progress without having inspections.
Exactly.
Understand that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Pinch? Did anybody inspect the siding and the windows and the?
Yes, there has been inspections that took place over there. The windows are set back in, but they're to be trimmed out. We see it all the time in these older homes. It's not the ideal situation, but however, it can be done, and it turns out pretty well most of the time, depending on who's involved on it. Again, getting back to the major issues with this building is the floor system. It's unfortunate. It would be nice if we could take the council for a tour in there and let the council have its own opinion of what we're looking at versus the property owner stating that it's just a little simple inch or two sinking here or there. It's excessive, and it's going to take a crew in there now and get going. This has gone on too long. Dolling up the outside a little bit and so forth, making it like that, it's not making the problem go away. Neighbors are complaining. We got issues going on. This has gone on for at least a couple of years or so, and it needs to be basically a crew over there and get going instead of letting it sit stale the way it's been going on. So, again, it would be very reasonable to give him the 90 days to do this. And if he needs another 5-10 days after that for some minor sort of situations, that would be reasonable. But however, I think he's being extended, if council goes in that direction, he's being extended more than generous amount of time to do this.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Did we ask if anyone else in the audience wanted to speak on this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's open.
Would anyone else to comment on 429?
No one? You can close it.
Close it. Close it.
Motion's done.
Can we repeat the motion, Mary Ann, please?
Motion to complete repairs and bring up to code within 90 days. Failure to do so will result in the bond being forfeited immediately and proceed with demolition.
Need roll call.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
For the administration, do we have to, or legal, do we have to include in the motion that the inspector has the discretion? Or is that a given?
No, that's always a given. I mean, we're not going to bring anything to you if they're substantially close. Obviously, what we want to see here, we want Mr. Rosenberg to complete his house. We want it to look good. We want it to be up to code. We want it to be a success story. We want him to be as successful as he wants to be. But it's not up to us to do it. It's up to him to do it. If there's effort, we will obviously work with him.
Roll call.
Roll call? You want all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Motion carried.
Thank you.
John R.
We have 21122 John R. Anybody representing?
Is anyone here for 21122 John R? If not, the administration would request this be tabled, and
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Number 5, Maxlow, 1127 East Maxlow. State your name and address.
Penny Cardinal, 1127 East Maxwell.
Okay.
Robert Cardinal, 1127 East.
Mayor Parisi,
Yes.
we would like your home address where you live.
1308 East Milton.
Thank you.
Thank you. Open for 1127 East Maxlow.
We purchased this house. We are a family that is getting public assistance. We purchased this house because it was a low buy. We figured this was our step up to get away from the family assistance. Well, this house has been a pain in both of our tush, for 4 years now. We've been battling. We get our ups and we get our downs. We've come to the decision to sell the house and cut our losses. We've got $22,000 wrapped up in this house in the last 4 years, not counting endless time of me being there, cleaning, fixing, our kids deprived of holidays and vacations because all our money is going into this house. So we decided to just cut and take our loss. We're in the middle of dealing with a realtor to sell this home and move forward. We ran out of money to continue finish. We put a lot into it. The house is far from being needed to be tore down. Someone who purchases the house will have a step up.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Under these conditions, the administration would request that this matter be referred back to the administration for future recommendation. We will, you need to contact the building department tomorrow, let them know, make sure that you prove to us that you've got the house listed for sale. And if that is the case, then I think we would give them a little bit of time to see if they can sell what they have there so they don't have a total loss. But again, this can't be used as delaying tactic. You've got to put it up for sale.
No, I have my realtor's information if you'd like that.
Do you have the paperwork the realtor originally gave you for listing the home? That's what you need to bring tomorrow to the city offices.
Yep. Okay.
I would
Mayor
move
Parisi.
that we refer back to the administration.
Support. Mayor Parisi.
Yes.
One item, though, that I think needs immediate correction is there's a trailer in the driveway that's filled with debris that needs to be removed.
It's empty. It'll be gone.
Oh, it is empty now? 'Cause-
It's empty.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of cleaning all my tools and stuff out of the house. That's why the trailer was there.
Can you have that gone in 3 days?
The trailer will be gone tonight.
Okay.
It's already empty.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Guys,
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully it works out for you.
excuse me. Excuse me. I gotta get a water.
I can probably do it in the parking lot.
So that's Maxwell. Is it done? Yep. All in favor?
No, we're just moving on to.
Yeah, no, you need to call the question on it. It's been moved and supported, so all you need to do is call the question, Mayor.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Opposed, Maxlow.
Communications from department heads.
Yeah, okay.
Chief Story is here. I believe he wants to discuss the CERT program.
Evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, I do want to discuss CERT. We're up and running. We have applications available at City Clerk's office. If anybody in our city, which CERT is Community Emergency Response Team. More information is available at our location or our phone number, 248-546-4086. Ask for any officer there. Anyhow, our DPW and Water Department are just about done being trained, and we're going to open up the next class to citizens of the community. So I'll be letting you know a date of that real soon here. The DPW's last class is this Friday. So they're very, I think, optimistic. They seem on board. So that's all I have. Any questions on CERT from council as of this?
Good.
Cool.
Thank
The
you.
ambulance is doing great too, by the way.
Doing good?
Yeah.
More responsive, better?
It's awesome. It's
Gas
awesome.
mileage better?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
About the same as it was before? All right, good.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Lieutenant Buchholz, did you have anything else that you wanted to address? Madam Mayor, yes. The Community Emergency Response Team is a good program. I would encourage all of our residents to apply to take this training. I would encourage the members of council to apply to take the training. I took the training myself a few years ago with the MCSU and the auxiliary police officers when they went through the CERT training. What it is basically teaches you how to cope with emergencies, whether they're natural disasters or man-made situations, how to help your neighbors, how to help your family, how to help yourself, and how to help the community. So it's a very valuable training. I enjoyed it very much, and I would encourage all of you and everyone who's watching to apply to take the training at some point. This is a great program. It fits well with my never-ending quest to make Hazel Park a more resilient community, or even an anti-fragile community that can pretty much cope with anything that comes its way. We have proven we are very tough, and we are very resilient, whether it's bridges collapsing and burning, or floods, or pick your year that we've had a financial crisis. We keep coming through, and this is just one more way for the city of Hazel Park to better prepare itself to come up to meet any challenge that we may be faced with. So please take the training. Again, I already recognized neighborhood enrichment for the great spaghetti dinner that they ran, and if you get a chance to stop in tomorrow at the Rec Center, the Congress for New Urbanism is putting on a program over there as we speak tonight. We all left that to come over here and have the council meeting tonight, but again, we're visioning to create a better Hazel Park for the future. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
I have nothing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilman Selman?
Thank you, Mayor Parisi. This evening, it gave me a real boost in pride in our community to have our basketball team here and present them with the recognition of a resolution. It's really good to see that gradually the facilities that the community chipped in with a bond issue for athletics at the high school and elsewhere in the city are starting to be used, and obviously used well. And I too want to echo the congratulations to the neighborhood enrichment group, because the spaghetti dinner was a very enjoyable evening, and they are a super group, and they do great things, and they're not the only group in town, obviously. I'll close by saying, if you love somebody, tell them so, and if you have children, hug them every day and tell them you love them. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Webb?
Well, thank you, Mayor. I thank everybody for coming out this evening. It's been a nice meeting. Got a lot of information out to everyone. I also like to congratulate the basketball players for doing a fantastic job. They were in the media all the way through, and I caught I caught it about 3/4 of the way through, and I started watching how they were doing. I went to one of the games and actually seen how they were doing, and listening to the commentating through the Massive Park News and other papers and online. They were getting praise all the way around, and they did us proud. I also like to let you know one more time that the new urbanism classes that's happening at the rec center is really informative. If you do get a chance, the next today, tomorrow, and the next day, go over and just sit down and listen. You'll find little things that may interest you, or something. Sometimes it gets a little boring to sit there through some of the little bit of lectures, but there's a lot of great information that's coming out there, and you may queue up on something that may affect you, or something you may just draw your interest to, that may get you a little more inspired to do things and help out and give your input. Input is really what we all strive to do, is input into our community what we'd like to see better. And I'd like to say thank you for coming out.
Councilman Andrew LeCureaux.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
Thanks for everybody coming out. It was a nice meeting. And to congratulate the basketball team, one other thing that may have got overlooked in the reading of the resolution is that on top of being the championship team, they also raised their grade point average 0.5%. You know, that's from what, like a C to almost a B. But that's really quite an accomplishment for all of them to raise it 0.56 percentage points. Weather's getting better. I'm told it's supposed to be coming. It's not much evidence lately, but please watch out for the bicyclists out there. And the bicyclists, you're supposed to be having lights on in the dark. Have a great night. Thank you. Oh, do we need an exec session? Mr. Mayor? Okay, we don't. Thank you.
No, we will at some point. I may just be able to poll you individually. It's not anything that we need a decision made about, so I can discuss it with you individually.
Mayor Pro Tem Keeton.
Yes, again, the basketball team, great news. My understanding, it's been quite some time since we've had a boys' basketball team do so well. And equally, if not more important, is what Councilman LeCureaux mentioned about the grade point average. It's good to see that it's not just all athletics, that everybody's not going to be a pro ball player, and there are other things that are extremely important, grades being one of them. Neighborhood enrichment, it was a great dinner, as usual. They do great things, and I'm not saying that just because I won a bottle of Chivas Regal, but...
Oh, you're the one that did.
Yes, I am. In fact, we were having a party for my wife, so it was her birthday. We had to leave early, but again, it was a great crowd and a great organization. The new urbanism is very, very interesting, and it's very interesting for people who want to live in Hazel Park their entire life. It's interesting for people who are eventually going to move on other places and sell their property. It'll show you what the future is going to hopefully look like for the city of Hazel Park, or it will help you invite others and let them know what Hazel Park could look like in the future. So all these things are going on now. It's refreshing that we have not mentioned once that the state government is essentially broken and complained about them not sending us any money.
For the record, sir, just in case anybody's missing their drinking game, Michigan's system of municipal finance is fundamentally broken.
But it's less and less affecting us as we move forward. So, having said that, thank you all for coming out and participating in the democratic process. Madam Mayor, thank you.
Mayor, I just also would like to say that the Hazel Park Neighborhood Enrichment puts on a great program every year for the spaghetti dinner. I'm sorry, I forgot to say it earlier. But I do want to say one thing. I was listening to over there at the new urbanism just before we came here. We have to go get a Starbucks because they said it raises our home values up to 30%. So I was quite intrigued with that comment, but I do want to kind of investigate their philosophy on that.
Well, the Lions Club and Neighborhood Enrichment do a lot for the community, and I can't see. It's the 10th year for us, too. Yep. 10th
Neighborhood
grade,
enrichment?
10th grade. We've been doing it for a long time, and every year it gets better and better, so, thank you.
You know, I want to thank my wife, too. She won the 50/50, and she donated it back. She didn't even ask me, she just donated it. So, thank you, Diane. It was obviously the right thing to do.
Move to adjourn? Support. Thank you for coming out once again.
How you doing?